Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Minnesota.
It's the final game in this three-game set between the Twins and Yankees in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. The Twins have got to get one today to avoid being swept. The good news is, though, that the Angels lost last night to Cleveland, and so Minnesota's lead over LA in the wild card standing stays at a game and a half. We'll see what Bartolo Colon has left in his 44-year-old tank today. He went 6 innings in his last start, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits against the Blue Jays. And the Twins will see the Yankees' best starter today, Luis Severino. And since the All-Star break, Severino has a 2.09 ERA. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. And good afternoon from Yankee Stadium. I'm Marnie Gellner. There has been a power surge all across baseball this season with a single-season home run record set. It came officially last night on Alex Gordon's home run. The Twins have been a part of that, too. They have 194 home runs this season, and in the month of September have really been on a surge with 32 homers, the second most this month in all of baseball. Paul Molitor said it might be because the bats are a little bit better. Pitchers have a lot of velocity behind their throws. In any case, this is actually a boost for baseball.
It's not a bad thing for the game, and I mean, people have always liked the home run ball, and you know we've taken advantage of it. We've hit our fair share. It was good to see Kep get one last night, especially off the lefty. So yeah, I don't try to overthink why or why not. You know, you just gotta go out there and play. But you can't help but notice over the course of the year that it is felt a little bit extraordinary.
The Twins are only 6 home runs away from 200 for the season. They've only done that 3 other times in their careers. Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven. It's been a challenge this season for pitchers across baseball to keep those baseballs in the ballparks.
Yes, and Luis Severino of the New York Yankees has done a better job of that in the second half than the first half. You hear a lot about Chris Sale. You hear a lot about Corey Kluber for good reason. This guy's right up there with him.
Yeah, and he's really in his first full year with the Yankees. Only 23 years old, this young man from the Dominican Republic. He's 3rd in the American League behind Kluber and Chris Sale with that 2.93 ERA. He's a strikeout pitcher. Opponent's batting average, 3rd lowest in the American League. So this guy, they're watching his innings pitch, but it'll be fun to watch him throw, and hopefully he doesn't last too long today against the Twins, but he's a good one.
The Twins are the only American League team he has not faced, and the Twins hope that it's a short encounter this afternoon in the series finale. their postseason play. The Twins hope to get there as well. They may be opponents in the wild card game a couple of Tuesdays from now. And the Twins are hoping to pick up a win here today. As has been described, the Twins lost a ball game last night. So did the Angels. So the Twins still have a 1.5 lead. There are 11 games left for the Twins, counting today's game. After today, Twins go to Detroit. You'll see a lot of the Tigers. You'll see them 7 times in the remaining part of the schedule. 3 games in Cleveland at the end of this road trip. And every win at this point, Bert, would be a nail in the coffin to the Angels.
Yeah, you know what? The Angels lost last night to the Cleveland Indians. They do not have a very, easy schedule. They have Cleveland, they have Houston they go to. But, hey, you know what? Paul Molitor knows and the players know they have to take care of business right here. They have to beat the Yankees hopefully here this afternoon, then move on to Detroit and play them tomorrow night and take one game at a time. And hopefully this afternoon, the Twins can do something against this guy right here, Severino.
Check out the Twins Menards batting order. A little bit of a change from last night. Brian Dozier leading off, then Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar. Kenny Vargas is the first baseman, and Joe Mauer is the designated hitter. And then the catcher this afternoon, Jason Castro.
And it'll be 23-year-old Luis Severino. Severino with a good fastball. You mentioned it in the pregame. Clocking 97 miles an hour and sometimes beyond that. Very tight slider and a very good changeup. He has 3 outstanding pitches. 3rd in the American League in ERA, 2.93. An opponent batting average of only 206. Left-handers hitting 217. Right-handed hitters hitting just 196 off of them.
Originally, the Yankees were going to send out Masahiro Tanaka, but they made a change a couple days ago and decided that Severino will get the start. Yankees out in the field have Gardner, Ellsbury, and Judge in the outfield. Frazier, Gregorius, Castro, Bird, the infielders. Sanchez catching. Twins took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees in Minnesota. And they hope to win the final game here to split the season series at 3 apiece.
Yeah, Severino, his 3rd season with the Yankees, came up in 2015, made 11 starts and did well, 5-3. Last year had some arm issues that put him on a disabled list a little bit. Spent most of the year down in AAA, and this considered his first full year with the Yankees. And he's been very, very good. An all-star, made the all-star team.
You can see he's done well against the American League Central, but again, the Twins are the only American League team he has not pitched against. And you mentioned the arm problems. That's one of the reasons there is some concern about his workload. 2 years ago, he pitched 151 innings. Last year, he pitched 161. Excuse me, last year he pitched 151. The year before, 161. And he's up to 184 1/3 so far this year. Go ahead and smirk all you want.
I would shut him down if I were the Yankees.
Here's Dozier to get things started. And strike 1 at the knee.
Well, what I have seen in his 8 warm-up throws is a young man that's 6'2", 115 pounds, very short, quick arm. And that's what the Twins will try to figure out right here.
And Dozier with a liner into center field, and the game starts as the game did last night, with Dozier maybe cracking a bat but getting a base hit to center.
Well, it's a fastball. Good location. Credit Dozier going down and hitting it softly into center field. So a good start for the Twins offense. Now they've scored only 3 runs over the last couple ball games, so I'd like to put that crooked number up early against the Yankees here this afternoon.
If you were watching last night, you know this, but if you weren't, Dozier led off the ball game with a line drive single to center, and then the next 2 batters, Mauer and Polanco, reached on bunt singles. Mauer takes outside corner. I beg your pardon. I forgot Gary Cederstrom's calling balls and strikes, and sometimes the right arm goes up deliberately.
There's nothing wrong with that. Call strikes early, you have a good quick game. Last night's ball game just drug on a 3.5-hour ball game.
1-1. No, I'm sorry, I did it again. I just apologized. I had to do it again.
Good breaking ball right there. If you weren't here last night, Joe Mauer's bunt. He bunted down that third baseline and it hugged the chalk line all the way in front of the bag before Frazier picked it up. Frazier now moving back with 2 strikes on Joe.
Dozier flushed back to the bag.
Severino very quick home too as far as release. Only 4 stolen bases off of him in 5 attempts. So not a lot of runners run against him.
And Mauer asks for time. Don't see Joe do that very often. Once he's in the box, he usually stays there. Fouled back. Paul Molitor was asked yesterday how hitters deal with high-end velocity. And Paul's answer, if I can paraphrase, amounted to, you have to realize you don't have to start early, you don't have to swing harder, you just need to react. And 92 is plenty hard, 97 is significantly harder. You just don't want to do anything different. At least that's how a Hall of Famer approached high-end velocity.
Well, I think Paul also was talking about try to lay off that high fastball because that has a little extra giddy up. Make him bring it down. That's what they tried to do against Nolan Ryan. Everybody swung at that pitch. That fastball is about chest high. When he got it down, it was a little easier to make contact because you're already going down with that bat.
Outside now, it's 2-2.
It's hard sometimes to catch up with that 95+ mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone.
Yankees still have designs on catching the Red Sox. That's the reason they gave for making the pitching change, inserting Severino in here today and saving Tanaka for a start a couple days from now. And there is the call, third strike.
Well, the slider. Joe kind of looking back at Gary Cederstrom saying, boy, maybe a little bit outside, but Severino picking up a strikeout, is 219th of the year. From there, it didn't look like a bad pitch. Working the outer half of the plate.
That'll bring up Polanco. Twins were able to score a first-inning run last night, and then they had a 2-1 lead later on in the ballgame. But the Yankees ended up winning 5-2. Buxton hit third 2 nights ago. Polanco last night. And now 2-0.
Severino coming off a start in his last start, 8 innings. He's done it 3 times this year. That's a career high. A win against the Orioles here. Got plenty of run support. He won that ball game 8-2.
Out in front to the off-speed pitch.
Looked like a changeup right there. Yeah, they talk about his fastball, but he's got that good breaking ball that struck out Joe, and then a very good changeup. So he has 3 quality pitches. But he knows, and I think everybody knows, that all keys off that fastball.
Fouled into the seats, 2-2.
You can see 52% fastballs, and then the slider, and then the changeup. So using all of them to a good percentage, but mainly the fastball.
2 strikes, and Frazier will swing over to the right side of the infield. Polanco's such a good bunter. I would imagine at some point he'll go ahead and try to push the bunt to an empty side of the infield. It's ball tap foul with Dozier off on the pitch.
Ryan had a very good jump right there.
Polanco rarely bunts and misses, and he doesn't bunt foul very often. So I think teams leave themselves a little vulnerable to a 2-strike bunt attempt by swinging over to the right side.
It's just a gutsy move, for somebody to do it with 2 strikes. If you do foul it off, or, it's a strikeout. It's like they're going fastball away.
Dozier goes, and it is ball 3. And Dozier is out at second.
Wow. Brian got a great jump. What a throw by Sanchez behind the plate. A perfect throw.
Twins Cardinals are going to take a quick look at it.
As a third baseman, Frazier that made the tag.
I think Brian slid into his foot. Well, I guess he did get the bag. Yep.
Right. So Brian getting thrown out for the 7th time. As the Twins, I think, are looking at it. Paul Molitor saying no, let's play ball.
2 down, 3-2 to Polanco with Rosario on deck. Yeah, good throw-out percentage by Sanchez. Problems here behind the plate for him involve receiving the baseball, receiving the pitches. Full count to Polanco. Popped up. Gregorius, the only infielder over there, and he crosses the line to make the catch. Twins get a hit, but only 3 men bat in a scoreless first inning. They can start by keeping this guy off the bases. He's got 6 hits already, and he's leading off again today in the Menards batting order. Gardner, Judge, and Sanchez. Gregorius, Castro, Matt Holliday, the designated hitter. Then Ellsbury, Frazier, and Bird.
Yeah, Gardner currently on a 10-game hitting streak, so yes, you keep him off the bases. Hopefully that's something that Bartolo Colon can do. 26th start of the year, his 13th for the Twins. And of course, Bartolo Colon, 10 different teams. He pitched for the Yankees back in 2011 and spent 3 seasons in a Met uniform, so he knows all about New York.
He made his Twins debut against the Yankees on July 18th. Things started out okay, then they didn't finish so well.
They ended up losing 6-3, worked into the 5th inning, gave up 4 runs. Hey, you know what? You can look at Colon. Yeah, he had a very good month of August, 4-1, 3.40 OERA, and what he's been able to do, even though he had that terrible outing against the Kansas City Royals, you look at his other outings, 8 of the last 10, he's worked into the 6th or more inning.
7th hit of the series for Brett Gardner, and Kepler with the retrieve. All 7 hits have been singles.
Well, they almost turn out to be doubles because of his speed. Bartolo Colon takes something off, 89-mile-an-hour fastball down, but see Gardner turns on it. Kepler plays it on one hop and gets it back in.
So the Yankees get a leadoff batter, and that'll bring up Aaron Judge. Judge got one of the 8 hits for the Yankees against Colon in his 4 innings of work. Off the handle of the bat, strike 1. That was 86 miles per hour. and Judge couldn't get the barrel to it.
I want to see if Bartolo Colon works him inside. It just seems the whole series we've been going away to this guy. He's kind of a lunger. I mean, he's strong. He can probably hit that ball a long way if you make a mistake inside. But I'm talking about in. Make him move back a little bit. Castro sitting away, but a throw to first. Gardner with 23 stolen bases in 28 attempts. He stole 2 bases here on Monday night.
1 strike to Judge and another throw over. When Colon faced the Yankees in the middle of July, he retired 9 of the first 11 batters, but then only 3 of the next 8, and he was out of the ball game. And as I think you know, that was his first start. The next start was a little bit better. Next start was a little bit better. On the outside corner, to the point where in the month of August he made 6 starts for the Twins, and all 6 were competitive starts. And now in September he's made 3 starts, and 2 of them have been competitive. It was that awful start against Kansas City that throws the overall numbers out of whack.
In case 6 earned runs in an inning and 2/3. So
Tapper to third. How many can they get?
Just get 1. Make sure you get 1.
Safe at first. Gardner sliding into Dozier as he was delivering, and the throw not quite in time. And the Twins may take a look at that. Paul Molitor had his foot out of the dugout, and he says play on. 1 down.
Well, you see Judge right there, and Escobar did the right thing. He attacked that ball and close play, but Judge getting into first base safely.
I don't know how fast he is. I mean, really fast, but when it only takes you 8 strides to get to first base, you'll get there pretty quickly. Here's Sanchez.
He has 8 stolen bases on this season in 12 attempts. So he's one of these guys, kind of like a Headley, Chase Headley. You have to pay attention to him, or he will take off, take that walking lead.
Strike 1. It was always remarkable about Dave Winfield, not so much when he was with the Twins, but when he was in his prime with the Yankees, seemed like he could go first to third in about 12 strides.
It's kind of like Buxton, just not as fast.
Yeah. 1 strike to Sanchez. And a breaking ball. Don't see Colon throw too many breaking balls, but he got a strike with that one.
Yeah, his breaking ball is like a little cut fastball slider. But he does such a good job of changing speeds. And when he's on, he can pick the corners and make that plate expand a little bit. See where Castro's got his glove.
Just off the plate.
It's got to be fun when Colon is on. It has to be fun to be a catcher, because if you sit outside, the ball's going to be in that area. You sit inside, the ball's going to be in that area.
It was not the case last night with Jose Barrios on the mound. He was pretty much all over the place.
He just had a tough outing.
1 and 2. And now 2 and 2.
I tried to make Sanchez maybe go out of his swing zone. Sanchez did strike out on a pitch almost like that in last night's ball game. I think that was against Curtis in the 8th inning.
Two and 2 now to Sanchez. Squibb, and Colon underhands it to Vargas, and on the play Judge goes to second base, 2 down. The outfield intact, the preferred defensive outfield. Rosario in left, Buxton in center, Kepler in right, Escobar, Polanco, Dozier with Vargas in for the DHing Joe Mauer, Castro behind the plate.
You know, we showed Jose Barrios right there. You know, there's a lot of, I think the Twins have, what, 3 players from the Dominican Republic with the Hurricane.
Vargas and Rosario.
Yeah, coming, you know, right at him. And Jose said his family is fine. Of course, his immediate family, the little new baby that he just had, they're in Minnesota along with his parents. But other family members, friends, they're all, a lot of them bunkered down into his house. And he said so far so good. But our prayers and thoughts are with everybody there.
I saw a tweet, a news flash. The entire island is without power. One strike to Didi Gregorius. Colon trying to pitch around a leadoff single, as Severino did. Spin move and back is Judge.
And you see who's covering second base. It's Polanco shading Gregorius a little bit up the middle toward the second base side.
One of the subtle differences between these two teams, the advantage in experience and at bats that the Yankees have, and we saw that in a very subtle way last night when Starlin Castro, with an open right side of the infield, hit about a 7-hopper. He just pushed a weak ground ball through to right field for a base hit. Now the mirror image of that available for Gregorius here, with only one infielder on the left side. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And now with 2 strikes, Polanco moves back to the left side of the infield. One and two. And flipped foul. Big key for Colon today. And it's a tough challenge with this lineup in this ballpark. Keep the ball in the ballpark. Coming into the game with 14 home runs allowed as a Twin in 69 in the 3rd innings.
And Yankees are a home run hitting ball club. 219 home runs they have hit. Twins have hit 194. But that short porch in right field, a lot of left-handers try to turn and hit it up in the air.
Down and in, 2-2.
Gregorius, 27 years old, in his 3rd season with the Yankees. Came up with the Reds back in 2012. Also spent time in Arizona with the Diamondbacks. He was our center fielder in the WBC World Baseball Classic for the Dutch team.
Fouled away.
And we missed him in the semifinals. He went back to spring training. He bruised his right shoulder. And he actually missed some time at the beginning of the year with that bruised right shoulder. Activated in late April.
Now there might be some out there who don't know. You say our team.
I said the Dutch team.
Right, but
Netherlands in the WBC World Baseball Classic.
where you were the pitching coach.
Yes.
Yes. 2-2. 18th pitch of the inning for Colon. Doesn't strike so far out of 17. Got him with a high fastball. It's a good first inning for Bartolo Colon. We are scoreless heading to the 2nd.
have dropped the first 2 games in this series. They still are up a game and a half on the Angels. That is our big story. The Angels and the Cleveland Indians last night. LA was down by a run going into the 9th, but Cleveland scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Austin Jackson went 4 for 5 in the game. Jay Bruce 3 for 4 and was a home run shy of the cycle. Indians won 6-3, and so that kept the Twins' lead on the Angels in the wild card at a game and a half. Dick and Bert, we hope to see it increase after today.
Twins would like to pick up a win here, obviously, and do well over the weekend. The Angels have 2 more with the Indians, who don't seem to want to lose at all. They've lost, what, once in their last 26 games?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, they want home field advantage.
Yeah.
They have a 2-game lead right now over the Houston Astros, so that's 2 teams that the Angels have to play. Cleveland now, and then they have to go to Houston to play the Astros. And, you know, Astros, even though they've clinched the American League West, they'd like to have home field advantage.
And we'll be talking about that when we get to Cleveland at the end of this road trip. Those games will be important for the Indians. Right now, they're 2 games behind the Dodgers for the best record in baseball, 2 games ahead of Houston for the best record in the American League.
And who would have thought that a month ago with the way the Dodgers were playing?
Rosario with a liner to Gregorius, 1 away. Good at bat for Eddie, but the first out of the inning.
He hit it sharply, and Castro able to get that ball in his glove, and in the exchange dropped it, but a line drive out for Rosario.
Castro with a catch, and that'll bring up Byron Buxton. Byron's hit a couple balls hard in this series. Twins would like to get his legs on base. Went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts here 2 nights ago, and was intentionally walked to fill first base. 0 for 3 last night. So we talk about Gardner and his speed, and Gardner's been on base 7 times with 7 hits. The Twins haven't been able to get their speed guy on the bases yet. 1-1. The whole dynamic around this Twins team changes when Buxton can get on base. Robbed of a hit by Frazier last night at third base. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
I know Severino gets that fastball in the upper 90s, but he almost looks like he's sneaky fast too, because looks like he got tremendous leg strength. He doesn't have a long arm. He's kind of very quick, just like that.
Breaking
Nasty
ball, got him.
slider.
2 down.
Second strikeout.
And that'll bring up Kepler. Had an encouraging day at the plate against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, CC Sabathia last night had not allowed a home run to a left-handed hitter, 18 to right-handed hitters, but it was Max Kepler that put the Twins up early, 1-0.
And just as impressively, I thought.
Excuse me, that made it 2-1.
Just as impressively, he was left in there to face Chapman in the 9th inning and hit a bullet to left for an out. 1 strike to Max Kepler. Chip to left. Hanging up there for Gardner, who comes in and makes the catch to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Severino in the 2nd. gave up a leadoff single, pitched around that, had a relatively uneventful first inning, and now he'll face Starlin Castro, Matt Holliday, and Jacoby Ellsbury.
Castro ended up getting 3 hits in last night's ball game. 2 of the 3 jumping on that first pitch. His batting average with those 3 hits over 300. Castro in his 2nd season with the Yankees, coming over from the Cubs.
Strike 1. One and one. Colon came into the game with a 4-5 mark and an ERA of 4.80 as a Twin. Now that's not great or outstanding. There's a high strike call 1 and 2, but it is a good number for someone rounding out a rotation. And again, the starts for the most part have all been competitive except for that one blowout in Kansas City against the Royals, so that bloated the ERA significantly. Poked foul. And then you look at what the Twins have in the back end of their rotation and what the competition has. Twins have Colon and Mejia on the back end of their rotation right now. The Angels a couple days ago started their closer Bud Norris and used 6 other relief pitchers just to get through the game, and oddly enough they won that game. Swing and a miss, like another breaking ball, and it's a couple of strikeouts here for Colon.
Yeah, he changed his speed so well. You know, Castro didn't like that high fastball called on him when Cederstrom called it. He had a couple words for him, and then swings at this slider.
One down in the 2nd. That'll bring up Holliday. The Angels announced yesterday that they're going to have another bullpen game on Saturday. There's a first pitch strike.
Well, Colon's all about adding and subtracting. You know, when he first came up with the Indians back in 1997, he was a power type pitcher, but he's learned to add and subtract.
One hop smash to Escobar. Chest high throw across the diamond, 2 down. Let's find Marty Gellner.
A look at our car scoop from the clubhouse. Paul Molitor talked about the value of the bunt, as the Twins had a couple of bunt hits last night, and said it's still an important part of the game, doing whatever it is to help the team. Sometimes it's bunting for a hit, sometimes it's moving the runners along. We had a new home run mark set in baseball yesterday too, and Molitor said he's not trying to overthink why or why not it's happened, but he said it's felt somewhat extraordinary the way that the ball is carrying. And Kenny Vargas gets that start there at first base today. Molitor looks for spots to give Joe Mauer a DH day. That's what it is today. And Molitor said, you know, Vargas has been good on some days, not so good on others, but he said he's always a threat. He is a threat at the plate, and we hope that he's got that something in him today, Dickenberg.
Yeah, hopes he runs into 1 or 2 today.
Yeah, that left or right field porch got to be tempting to him. 10 of his 11 home runs have been as a left-handed hitter.
1 strike to Ellsbury. He's been on base 6 times in this series, and now a ball.
If you watch Colon, the way that he stands on that pitching rubber on the first base side, to add and subtract, he drags that back foot a little bit. Right there at 86.
1 and 2.
You can almost see a mark, that almost like a little area that his foot will kind of stay put a little bit. He'll drag that right foot, and that helps change speeds. Ferguson Jenkins used to do that a lot on his changeup.
Never heard that before. And Ellsbury will reach for the 7th time. Rosario backhands. Ellsbury digging for 2. Here's the throw offline, and it's a double for Ellsbury with 2 down.
Oh, Ellsbury, tremendous speed, and with 2 outs, he's going all the way anyway. Even if Rosario had made a great throw, that's what you want to do. Watch the foot right here, the back foot, the driving foot. You see that mark already. Now he'll add and subtract by that by dragging that foot, and that means that your arm just can't get out there as quick. And then Rosario plays it nicely, gets it back in, but Ellsbury and his speed picks up a double. Second hit for the Yankees.
So the right foot actually helps the right arm decelerate the baseball. Okay. That's interesting.
Ferguson Jenkins, we talked about that one time.
There's Todd Frazier with a runner at second and 2 down. And a strike on the outside corner. A little too high, and it's 1-1.
In 2011, when Bartolo Colon pitched for the Yankees, he made 26 starts. He won 8, ERA at 4, worked 164 1/3 innings. And from here, he went to New York for a couple years, or excuse me, to Oakland for a couple years, and came back to New York and pitched for the Mets for 3 seasons. Pitched for 10 different major league teams, starting with the Indians in 1997. 20th year wearing a major league uniform.
Lunged at, poked foul. It was interesting, before he made his Twins debut against the Yankees, Joe Girardi was asked about Colon. Girardi was his manager a few years ago with the Yankees, and Girardi had nothing but high praise for Colon in terms of his competitiveness, but mainly what he provided in the clubhouse. And then we went to Oakland, and Colon's third start was against the A's, and Bob Melvin said essentially the same thing. 1-2. 2-2.
Well, you can be great in the clubhouse, but you also have to perform between the lines, and this guy right here has performed over his career. 239 major league wins, only 175 losses, an ERA just over 4 at 4.03.
2-2 to Todd Frazier. Wrapped toward short. Polanco has it. Over to Vargas, and that ends the inning. The Yankees leave a man aboard, on to the third, no score. Head of the third inning, we talked about Severino's good second half. He's faced some good lineups like the Indians a couple times, the Red Sox, but he has really been a consistent force for the Yankees in their rotation.
He's a strikeout pitcher too. He's averaging almost 11 strikeouts for 9 innings. So yeah, he's having a great second half.
Escobar
he had a good
swings
first
and
half,
misses.
too.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the first half, but he's just kind of separated himself from the rest of the pack among starting pitchers in the second half. One strike to Escobar, then Vargas and Castro. Dribbled foul, and it's 0-2. And with 2 strikes, Frazier. It's a little exercise going to the right side of the infield. Fouled at the plate. After the game, the Twins go to Detroit, open up a 4-game series tomorrow, then on to Cleveland, and they close out the regular season. At least the scheduled regular season games will close out at Target Field the following weekend. This is the last game for our director, Matt Gangle, and we want to thank Matt for all his hard work and great work over the course of the baseball season. He'll be doing some postseason baseball, and there's a ball hit to right center field.
That's the best.
And in center field, Ellsbury with the catch, 1 away. Postseason tickets go on sale next Thursday, the 28th. Tickets will be available for the potential 2017 tiebreaker game. That might be Monday, a couple of Mondays from now at Target Field, the American League Wild Card game and the American League Division Series. Tickets will be available exclusively at twinsbaseball.com beginning at 10 a.m. Thursday, September 28th. Every time I read that promo, I think about the incredible demand there was for tickets in September of 1987, when the Twins opened up phone lines on a Saturday morning for fans who might be interested in buying postseason tickets, not knowing if the Twins were going to get there. Essentially, the phone system in the 5-state area was shut down. There was so much demand. And so it's good that we can go on the internet now and take care of business a little more simply. Strike called, and it's 1-2. And again, Frazier swings over to the right side. 11 home runs on the year for Vargas. Slap foul. Considered to be a better left-handed hitter than right, but we've seen some encouraging at-bats from the right side of the plate recently too.
Yeah, hitting .270 as a left-handed hitter. Mentioned earlier, 10 of his 11 home runs from this side of the plate. See if Severino can hang a slider. Changeup.
And it's hit hard, but pulled foul. Hitting .270 left-handed, .200 right-handed. Strikeout rate is higher from the other side of the plate. 1-2 with 1 gone here in the third. Pounded foul. Seven outs for Severino. 36 pitches thrown. Chop to the left side. Gregorius tries to barehand it and can't. And of all things, Vargas will get an infield hit.
Would have been a heck of a play by Gregorius if he had been able to barehand it. Would have been interesting, but kind of bobbled that ball. He came a long way forward. He was shading Vargas up the middle. So right off the end of the bat, Vargas gets the Twins' second hit.
But in a way, he beat the shift, because if this ball was hit to the side with 2 infielders, the third baseman cuts that ball off and throws him out easily.
Well, the shift sometimes pays off, sometimes it does not. And I think as of late, we've seen where it has not for the Twins.
There's Castro. It's not an absolute. You place your fielders where they stand the greatest chance of fielding the baseball. But what it's done is it's taken advantage of the fact that hitters generally don't have any bat control to speak of anymore. They have one swing at times.
I think of Kenley Morales when he got that base hit to left field. I mean, nobody was over there. It just hit a ground ball to short and ended up picking up an RBI.
That's what I think we saw last night.
The hitters to make the adjustment now with all these different shifts.
1-1. And a liner to right, a base hit. Vargas to second. Judge has got a great arm. Vargas is going to try. Here's the throw coming through, and he's in safely. Good base running by Kenny Vargas. And the Twins have runners on the corners with 1 out.
Well, nice at bat by Jason Castro, lining that ball to right field. And we had some, a lot of wet grounds here. That ball looked like it slowed down a little bit. I don't think they probably had an opportunity to mow this grass. But right there, watch that ball kind of slow down, and Judge gets to it. And Vargas aggressively scoots over to third.
So runners on the corners, and the Twins, who have not picked up many clutch hits at all here in this series, have a chance to get the first big hit from Brian Dozier. First and third, 1 down. Taken low, ball 1. We've seen teams shift Brian in situations like this, but here Castro is kind of staying close to home on the right side of the infield, with Bird holding on Castro. Swing and a miss.
Good slider right there. Severino thinking one thing: get ahead, get a strikeout. He is a strikeout pitcher. And Brian, of course, a lot of times we've seen the first 2 strikes, he's looking to pull and hit that 3-run home run, but he's gotten a lot better with 2 strikes, hitting it the other way.
Little bit low. Good take by Dozier, and it's 2-1. Dozier second on the team in strikeouts with 132. Buxton has 136. They're actually second and third behind Sano's 170, but he's not on the active roster right now. 2-1.
Need good contact here. And that kind of a hanging slider that stayed inside.
2-2.
I think Severino took a little walk right there. I think he knew he got away with one. A little bit of a hanger.
Twins need a hit or a productive out. Now 3-2. Doubt Castro will take off here, given Dozier's high strikeout percentage, and Castro not a fast runner by any means. And Mauer's on deck.
Good block by Sanchez right there on that slider in the dirt.
Twins have 3 hits. First time through the batting order, trying to get the biggest hit of the game here in the Dozier at bat. Ball 4, and they're loaded up for Mauer. Good plate appearance for Brian Dozier to fill the bases. And Joe Mauer, who's hit .399 since August 10th, comes up with a chance to do some third inning damage. .23 runs batted in that time. 4 of them on that swing at Target Field. And Severino got him on strikes. Got a called third strike against Mauer in the first inning. Fastball taken for strike 1. Just outside, very close pitch, and it's 1-1.
They tried that backdoor slider that struck out Joe in that first inning. See Sanchez sitting away and holding it.
One and one. Ball down and in, gets a swing and a miss.
That's a nasty slider right there. Well, both teams have had opportunities this year to kind of, help put the team away, but the Twins Unable to do it, just 1 for 13, where the Yankees 3 for 28 with runners in scoring position.
Look at all those opportunities, 28 of them. Big at bat here, 1-2 to Mauer with the bases loaded. Got a piece, just barely kept his at bat alive.
He went back to the slider away.
Severino has given up 20 home runs on the year. And we saw Mauer hit a grand slam, his 3rd grand slam in the Toronto series at Target Field.
12 of those 20 home runs to left-handed hitters.
Scored 3 runs in this series, 1 at a time so far. Driven to the left field corner. Gardner chases it, and a foul ball. That would have cleared the bases.
And that could not have missed by much. We're kind of blocked out to see exactly how far that went foul. A lot like Target Field, not a lot of room down that right field or left field wall before the stands come into play.
Up against the base of the side wall.
Maybe 10 feet.
And Severino steps off. Mauer steps out.
And Sanchez letting him know, I'll go through a new set of signs with a runner at second base.
Another 1-2. Another foul ball. He's feeding Joe a lot of sliders.
Making him work here this inning. 52 pitches so far. 28 pitches so far this inning.
Another 1-2 to Mauer. 2-2.
Severino wants to talk to Sanchez about this pitch. These two guys could be a pitcher-catcher combination for a long time in here in New York. Severino just 23 years old. Sanchez just 24.
I was trying to think the last time the Yankees had a drafted and developed or signed and developed ace of their rotation. Generally, they've always been free agent guys.
Andy Pettit, maybe?
Yeah, that might be it. 2-2. And now 3-2 with Polanco on deck. And I think you're right. I don't know that Severino's had too many innings like this in the second half where he's had to work as long as he's had to work and out of as much trouble as he's in.
30 pitches already this inning.
3rd full count for Severino, and it was 1-2.
So Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach.
Just the 3rd inning. But this is a big pitch. Deep to the left field corner, but it too will twist foul.
I think that the clock or the gun here is very quick. They said that last pitch was 100 miles an hour.
The best justification we have for that is they had Barrios clock at 97 and 98. We've never seen that.
They're getting ready for postseason, I guess.
Another 3-2. Hat foul right behind Polanco. Wow.
Now we had it at 100.
And Severino takes his cap off. He wipes his brow. Here comes Sanchez. Here comes Castro. And the young right-handed pitcher having a tough time with the veteran Joe Mauer.
This is where the umpire has to take charge right here. Let's go. You know, get these guys back into their position. You know, umpires have control of this. And Cedarstrom, the crew chief, he's the one in charge. Keep the game moving.
The battle continues. And now Severino and Sanchez again chatting with one another.
He's throwing everything at Joe Mauer. That last pitch, a changeup.
Joe has fouled off 6 two-strike pitches.
Again, see, this is where the umpire says no. You guys talked enough.
Six two-strike fouls for Mauer with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 3rd.
Twins need a gapper right here.
Pop back and out of play. And clocked at 100 miles per hour.
Good battle right here between Severino and Mauer.
13th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Severino shaking him off.
Base hit, right field. Vargas scores. Castro will be held. A marathon at bat, and Mauer provides a base hit.
Well, he got a fastball, opened up quickly, and hit it through the infield. Joe picks up his 66th run batted in. So another fastball stayed middle in. You see Sanchez wanted it away, and Joe hitting it sharply through the infield. Vargas scores. Castro smartly held up at 3rd.
Wanted at bat by Joe Mauer. And Vargas, who started this inning, this rally after the first out with an infield hit, finally works his way home. And Gary Cedarstrom now saying to Larry Rothschild, let's keep this thing moving along here. Let's go. Forget the inning. That was an exhausting at bat for Severino. He threw everything he had at Mauer and ends up giving up an RBI single.
Well, you can see this inning so far, 34 pitches.
All those foul balls off the bat of Mauer. Now a fresh hitter and a fresh count, Polanco. Chop right side, and that bleeds into right field. Castro scores. Dozier coming right behind him, and the Twins have a 3-0 lead. Polanco jumps on the first pitch, didn't hit it hard, but hit it in a good spot.
Well, after 13 pitches to Joe Mauer, Polanco jumping on that first pitch, picking up a couple RBIs. That was 69 on the year, and the Twins take a 3-0 lead. Slider that just kind of hung right there. Polanco finding that hole underneath Bird's glove into right field. Brian Dozier hustling around from second base, scores the 3rd run of the inning.
Here is Rosario lined out to Castro his first time up. Fouled back. I kind of got the same vibe that I had the other night when Rosario hit the walk-off home run.
Do you? Is this almost a call? You're going to go out on the limb?
Yes.
Okay. I like it.
A Up and away, you saw Shreve, the other left-handed reliever for the Yankees. Aroldis Chapman, the closer. 1-1.
Let's see if he can hang him a slider.
Tap foul.
I got a piece of Sanchez right there.
Twins scored 3 runs in the first 20 innings of this series, and they have 3 on the board here in the third.
And Sanchez going to walk out to maybe second base this time. See it.
That's where it got him the other night.
They got him last night. Same thing.
Right off the forearm. You can see he had a pad on that left forearm where it hit him last night.
These guys must not talk to each other when they're on the bench.
There's nothing left to say there.
Yeah.
1-2 to Rosario.
There's no need for a catcher to go out there that many times. If you're a pitcher and you have an idea what you want to do, he puts down a sign you don't like, you shake him off.
Taken, and it's 2-2.
Pitch number 440 for Severino, coming this inning.
To left center. Gardner chasing it in the gap. Mauer's going to set up to try to tag, and he will advance to third. And Rosario with an out, sending Mauer from second to third base, 2 away.
Well, he hit it good. It's just one of the deepest parts here at Yankee Stadium. Left center, right center, but mainly left center. That's about 399 out to that bullpen area of the Twins.
And that's one of the reasons Twins have the last 2 games had that athletic outfield of Rosario, Buxton, and Kepler. This is a big outfield here, and it's nice to have 3 center fielders out there. Here's Buxton trying to add to a 3-0 lead. And Buxton bunted it foul into Sanchez. We've seen Byron do this a couple times this year with a runner at third, try to bunt for a hit and get that runner in from third base.
Looks like he tried to take it maybe toward first base. It's about the only way Joe may score.
One strike. Buxton trying to get his first hit of the series. Flip to first.
Yeah, Polanco stole a base in last night's ball game. 11 stolen bases on the year.
Fouled away, 2 strikes. Buxton struck out on a slider in the second inning.
Good inning for the Twins. 4 hits. Scored 3 runs. Big at bat by Joe Mauer. Polanco started the next pitch, a 2-run single.
Inside 1-2. This will be the 44th pitch of this inning. And it's taken outside, 2-2.
Severino has not had too many starts like this. His shortest outing this year came here against the Houston Astros, where he worked 2 1/3 innings. He threw 77 pitches. This will be pitch number 70. Trying to get the final out here in the third.
Checked his swing, 3-2. Kepler on deck. And if he doesn't get Buxton, it might be the end of the day for Severino.
You throw 40-some pitches in an inning, of course you're going to start trying to overthrow, and arm fatigue sets in.
Full count to Buxton. Took a call, third strike. The Twins get 3. They leave 2 RBI hits from Mauer and Polanco, and the Twins are off to a good start. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Lead. Bartolo Colon playing catch with himself.
Well, you know what? That's the type of guy he is. You know what he's been able to do against strike one. 8 batters he has faced, been able to get ahead in the count. Something that Berrios had trouble with last night.
Ball 1 to Bird, the number 9 batter.
There's the first hitter he's fallen behind.
Yep. Berrios in particular had problems with Bird. He walked the number 9 hitter twice. There's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, you know what? Strike one's so important. And last night, Berrios faced 19 batters, strike one on 7 of the 19.
Hit to right, deep to the corner, and it bounces high off the wall. Bird digging for second. Kepler's got a good arm. The throw right there, and he is safe. A very close play with an on-target throw by Max Kepler. And it's a leadoff double here in the third.
Yeah, Polanco had to feel that little short hop, and it was a bang bang. If, you know, Bird maybe slid off the bag, he was able to hold on to that second base bag.
Twins looking at it, doesn't look like they'll challenge.
Take a look, see that little short hop right there. And Polanco, you see Bird sliding on the infield side and holding on with that right hand and keeping it on that second base bag. That's a good slide by Bird going to the infield side.
And hanging on for dear life. Lead off double in the third. Now Gardner singled his first time up.
Take away the bunt from this guy.
Colon shaves the outside corner. Gardner dropped a bunt the other night here.
on Monday night in front of Escobar at third. It's part of his game.
And now 2 strikes. Colon with his short start against the Royals, just an inning and 2/3, and his 6 innings plus work against Toronto. In the last 2 starts, just 1 strikeout. Now, he's already picked up 2 here today, getting Gregorius to end the first and Castro to start the second. Got him looking, and Gardner is the first out of the inning.
He went inside with that 2-seam fastball, picks up his 3rd strikeout. That 2-seam fastball, you can see Colon is excited about that. Watch this fastball right here. Watch it come back. Just a little bit right there. Good pitch.
And now Aaron Judge reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Colon spins and gets Bird's attention. Line foul. We've talked about the great rookie class this year, and some great American League rookies are going to be stars in this league for a long time to come. Andrew Benintendi of the Red Sox, Trey Mancini of the Orioles, Matt Davidson of the White Sox looks like he's going to be a good player. But this guy is, no pun intended, heads and shoulders over everybody else. Strike 2. He literally struck out half the time last year. 84 at bats, 42 strikeouts. And he is leading the league in strikeouts this year.
But also in home runs.
Yes. 198 strikeouts.
And he never showed that home run power at Fresno State or really that much in the minor leagues. It's just up here this year. He is just on fire. Just, I guess, learning the strike zone a little better.
Driven to right.
Yeah, that's trouble.
Deep to the corner. A 2-run home run. Number 45, and he's got 100 runs batted in now.
That short porch in right field has made heroes out of a lot of Yankees over there at the old stadium and also here in New York. You know, lets the ball get deep into the zone, and he's so strong. Just lifts it up. And is it going to stay fair? Yes, it does. 3 over the 314 mark.
So a 1-run ball game. Just the 4th Yankee rookie to reach 100 runs batted in on a season. Here is Sanchez. Again, when the Yankees faced Colon at Target Field back in July, he retired 9 of the first 11, and then the trouble started. And here in the 3rd inning, a double and a home run. It's a 1-run game. And now 2-0 to Sanchez.
Well, Bartolo making his 20th career start against the Yankee organization. Probably his best start came here when he was with the Indians in 2000. He pitched a 1-hit shutout against the Yankees back then. 6 wins, 8 losses against the Yankees.
By the way, can we put to rest the notion that the gun here is accurate? The Judge home run was clocked, the fastball was clocked at 94. 2-1 to Sanchez. To center. Hit well. Buxton back. Tie game. The Twins had kept the Yankees at the ballpark through the first 2 games. Just Judge's home run 2 nights ago, but now back-to-back home runs in the third.
Yankees have never had a combination like this, as young as these guys are, Judge and Sanchez, to do what they have done this year. Sanchez with his 32nd home run, following the 45th home run by Judge. So a slider that stayed up, straightaway center, right into the monument area here at Yankee Stadium.
1 down, 3 extra base hits, and 3 runs, and here is Gregorius. Up and away, ball 1. Yankees have activity in their bullpen. Shreve is warming up. We may have seen the last of Severino. Twins bullpen for now still quiet. Foul back, 1-1. Five hits apiece for the 5 hits for New York, extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. To Vargas, and he'll go to the bag for out number 2. And we'll bring up Castro. Wild Hockey returns October 7th, but we'll get you ready for all the action Friday with the Wild Season Preview Show. Join Fox Sports North as they take an in-depth look at the upcoming season. Wild Season Preview is Friday after Twins Live postgame, only on Fox Sports North. 2 down, and now Starlin Castro.
Castro, strikeout victim. The first batter he faced, Colon did in the 2nd inning. Swung on a slider down and away.
Down and away, ball 1. Twins used 7 relievers last night.
Now there's 20 more down there. Don't worry about that.
They'd like to get as many outs and innings as they can from Colon, but the Yankees have quickly tied the game. Now here's a fly to right, and Kepler near the line, crossing it and making the catch to end the inning. But a leadoff double followed by a pair of home runs, and we are even at 3 after 3. Presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Yankees go deep twice in their half of the third to tie the game in 3. Judge and Sanchez. And now we start anew in the 4th with a new Yankee pitcher. Luis Severino is out of the ball game after just 3 innings. And Chasen Shreve, one of the 2 left-handers out in the pen, comes in here in the 4th.
Yeah, Shreve making his 41st relief appearance. 33 hits in 40 2/3 innings for Shreve. 22 walks, 3 intentional, 52 strikeouts.
7 home runs allowed.
I think everybody that comes out of that bullpen, you'll say, well, 40 innings pitched, 52 strikeouts. They have more strikeouts out of that bullpen than innings pitched.
Kepler takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Kepler with a fly to left his first time up. That was against Severino.
Shreve in his 3rd season with the Yankees came up with the Atlanta Braves in 2014.
Pop up near the Twins dugout out of play.
Shreve 27 years old, kind of a slinger. He got that long arm. We saw Severino kind of a short armor, and Shreve kind of long extension out of that left arm.
One and 2 to Kepler. Swing and a miss. 1 down.
Good changeup right there.
Yankees would rather not go to the bullpen this early, but our State Farm combo shows you they do have a very good bullpen, but I think you knew that already.
And it only got better with that trade with the Chicago White Sox. Getting Canely and Robertson in that bullpen rotation. And Chapman right now the closer.
1 down, and now Eduardo Escobar, and he takes low, ball 1. Escobar hit a fly ball to center leading off the 3rd. And the Twins had 5 successful plate appearances in a row, 4 singles and a walk, and 3 runs. High fly, left field. It's hit well. Gardner going back. He's at the warning track, leaps and makes a catch. Escobar hit it a long way to left center field for out number 2.
The Yankees really have 2 center fielders here. Ellsbury playing center, but Gardner, who can play really anywhere on the field, he's done a good job. Him and his speed, no errors on the year. He won a Gold Glove last year for the first time. Covers a lot of ground. Did a good job. Escobar forced the ball down. He drives that ball, and Gardner going back, turning around, seeing where he's at, leaps. He makes a good catch. He made a good catch in last night's ball game off the bat of Joe Mauer, I believe it was, down the or was that Rosario?
Rosario.
Right down that left field line.
Ball 1 to Vargas, now hitting as a right-handed batter. Vargas put into the lineup in the hopes that his power would generate a rally. And so in his first at bat, he hit a squibber 75 feet for an infield hit, and the Twins ended up with 3 runs. 2-0. On the outside corner. Twins had a 3-0 lead, but it didn't last very long. Big swing by Vargas. It's a foul. 2-2.
And Shreve at 6'4", about 195.
Two and 2 to the Twins' first baseman. Fouled back.
And this Vargas at about 6'4" and big.
They don't bother listening away.
No, just big and strong.
And now 3-2. Castro on deck. Fouled off a foot, perhaps. And it's still 3-2.
Yeah, a little slider right there.
When we noticed that Severino wasn't scheduled to pitch in his normal spot here today, we were told, well, you want to maybe give him a little extra rest. And since he'd never pitched against the Twins before, if the Twins and Yankees meet in the wild card game here, the presumption was Severino, the novelty of him, would be a tough assignment for the Twins. Well, now they faced him. They've knocked him out, one of his shortest starts of the year. And I'm guessing on the Yankee side, there might be concern as to where exactly he's at physically with the innings mounting. And so their plans for the postseason may change because of what's happened here this afternoon. And Vargas has a good plate appearance. It takes a 2-out walk.
A very good plate appearance. Fouled off some pitches. 9-pitch walk.
And now Castro. Castro singled to right. Vargas did a nice job going from first to third. Then there was a walk. Mauer's classic at bat. An RBI single. Polanco's 2-run single. And the Twins had a 3-0 lead. Up and in, ball one. I mentioned the walks for Shreve. They're pretty high. And Vargas waited him out and got a walk.
That's 23 now walks and 3 intentional in 41 innings pitched.
On the ground, right to Castro. That wraps up the top of the fourth. We're still tied at 3. bottom of the fourth. September 29th and 30th is Fan Appreciation Weekend presented by Target. Friday and Saturday, the first 30,000 fans receive a Twins stocking cap courtesy of Target. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/tickets today. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Colon threw a couple of warm-up pitches to Chris Jimenez and just stood there out on the mound and waited for his regular catcher to come out there.
I've done that before. You want your catcher out there to, you know, throw a couple to, and then the catcher can throw it down to second.
Matt Holliday will lead off the fourth. Popped up behind first. Vargas calling for it. And in foul ground, the big man squeezes it one away. Toyota allowing us to get caught up in a tie game.
Well, the Twins took an early 3-0 lead in the third inning. An RBI single with Joe Mauer. And a 13-pitch at bat. That scores Vargas. On the next pitch, Polanco drives in a couple. Twins take a 3-0 lead, and then with one out and a runner on, Aaron Judge hits his 45th home run, and then the next batter got a high breaking ball, Sanchez, and the game is tied at 3 apiece.
To left center field. And Rosario juggles it, can't make the catch. Ellsbury to second, he wants one more, and he'll have 3. A long run to the gap. And Rosario got there but couldn't hang on to it.
Boy, I tell you what, he went a long way for this ball, and it went in and out of the glove. Ellsbury taking it the other way. And again, a lot of room out in left center.
Ellsbury on base for the 8th time.
Reaches out, bobbles the ball, it gets away. And he had it right there, hit the heel of his glove.
It's a triple, and the Twins will bring the infield in now for Todd Frazier.
Ellsbury hitting his 4th triple of the year.
Low, ball 1. Colon had his rough inning, giving up 3 hits. The Twins are hoping there's something on the other side of that inning. First pitch of the inning got the first out, but now a runner at third with one away. And a strike, 1-1. A little bit high, 2-1.
Tyler Duffy starting to get loose.
And off the plate. 3-1. Bird on deck.
Tommy Kahnle getting loose for the Yankees.
3-1 to Todd Frazier. Two. Frazier strikes out more than once every 4 times.
Usually when we see him strike out, he'll strike out on that slider down and away. He'll go after it and chase it off the plate. Colon would like to get a strikeout here. He has 3 in the ball game. Looks like they're going to go with a fastball.
And he missed up. A walk putting Frazier on first base, and now Bird with runners on the corner.
First walk for Colon.
Bird strikes out about once every 3 times, but he got a changeup to his liking and hooked a double to the right field corner to start the 3-run 3rd inning.
And the 25 starts that Colon has had this year, he's had only 9 double plays turned behind him. Castro going through a set of signs in front of home plate in case Frazier takes off for second base. What play is on? Will he throw through? Good speed at third base in Ellsbury.
Outside ball 1.
Try that two-seam fastball down and away.
Into the right field corner again. The Yankees will take the lead. On his way to third is Frazier. He'll be held. Another double for Bird, and it's 4-3 New York.
Yeah, this is an RBI double. Bird picking up his 18th run batted in. As Ellsbury scores. And here comes Paul Molitor. So he tried to go down, but then Bird right there, you can see, not down far enough and away. So Bird opened up quickly.
And kind of the same thing that happened to Colon in his Twins debut at Target Field with an early exit and the Yankees having the lead. Series is triple with 1 out has resulted in the Yankees taking their first lead here today after Bird's second double of the game. And now the Twins will turn the game over to their bullpen, starting with Tyler Duffy.
Yeah, Tyler Duffy worked here on Monday night. He got the final 2 outs in the 8th inning. Through 18 pitches, 11 for strikes. You see the strikeouts to innings pitched for Duffy. It's what you'd like to get right here to another guy that's been a pest to the Twins and Brett Gardner.
Second and third, 1 down. I asked Tyler about his outing the other night and the uptick in velocity that we saw. And we've since learned that it's mainly because of the gun, but he did say he's been cleaning up his mechanics. And we saw that in his breaking ball, which had much more of a downward break rather than a lateral break. We'll see if he's got a good one here today. The Twins have the infield in again. Gardner singled and struck out. First time through the order, Bartolo Colon gave up a single and 2 doubles. No runs scored during the first 9 at bats, but then the second time through the order, he only retired 4 batters, 4 extra base hits, and a walk. Duffy falls behind 2-0.
Change up right there. Castro is going to walk out to Duffy, and Talking about this pitch sequence here.
7 hits for Gardner in the series, and the Twins need to get him out here. Already down a run. And 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, you have first base open right here. You don't want to throw a cookie in there, but Aaron Judge on deck.
That's a foul ball. It'll reach the seats, and it's 2-1. Angels play tonight. They've got the Indians again in Anaheim. Twins hoping to win a ball game here, and if possible, put a little more pressure on the Angels, who are trailing the Twins by a game and a half. Three and 1 with Judge on deck.
Even though you're behind an account, you don't want to throw a pitch right here that Gardner can drive somewhere.
Base hit.
Just like that. Fastball down.
His 8th hit of the series. 1 run will score. Buxton with the throw to Vargas.
You kind of give in to him right there. I don't like that. You know, if you walk him, make him hit your breaking ball. That's your best pitch. He threw him a fastball down, and Gardner just hits it sharply into center field. Gardner's that type of hitter, just a pesky little slap type hitter. Occasional power. He's got 20 home runs, but a very, very good hitter. He currently came into the game 10-game hitting streak. Now make it at 11.
We've seen some
couple hits.
Defensive counts with Gardner at the plate, and the Twins have thrown him fastballs, and he has hit many, if not all, of his 8 hits off of a fastball. Judge at the plate. Runners on the corners. Yankees by 2. There's a breaking ball and a swing and a miss.
I only say, you know, you put him on, you got a chance to get a double play out. Yeah, this guy's got 45 home runs, but he's also strikeout prone.
Yep.
Especially against Duffy, that has a good curveball.
And then you got Sanchez hitting behind him. Dribbled foul, 2 strikes.
You still have to come in on this guy, though, because he does like to reach out over the plate, and we've seen the power he can generate the other way. 2 curveballs so far in this at bat. So run that fastball in on him and then repeat it. And Castro again sitting away.
Got the fastball, and he fouled it back. McGuire with the rookie record of 49 home runs back in 1987.
You see Bellinger on there this year, a rookie with the Dodgers. Pretty good names on that list.
Yes.
Wally Berger, I didn't pitch against him.
0-2. And a take by Judge.
Well, Twins looking for a ground ball right here.
Takes another breaking ball.
Duffy has that 2-seam sinking fastball that he can run in on him down. That might create a ground ball. These are all the positives, but again, everything away. That's a good pitch.
Taken for a called 3rd strike. Judge took some breaking balls off the plate. Now he takes one on the outside corner.
That's why I say that pitch to Gardner is a bad pitch because of this guy up. Yeah, he's got power, but He struck out almost 200 times.
But there's that downward break I
Yep.
was talking with Tyler about, rather than side to side, staying on top more. Been working with Neil Allen on that to get more, what do they call it, tilt, right? The north to south movement.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of finger placement on the ball as far as releasing the ball with your big knuckle of your thumb on top of the ball rather than on the side.
Sanchez homered to center to tie the game at 3. Now the Yankees have a 5-3 lead.
The work part of pitching is out front. When you get lazy, it's tough to throw a good breaking ball.
Base hit right field. Another run will come in. A 3-run third, now a 3-run fourth. The Yankees have a 6-3 lead.
Well, that was kind of a flat breaking ball right there, and Sanchez picks up his second RBI of the ball game, his 88th of the year. So, and it's another curveball, but you can almost see him drop down Duffy, and that ball stayed up, and Sanchez took it to right field.
The inning started with Colon on the mound, and now Duffy's given up 2 RBI singles, and it's a 6-3 game. Fastball up and away. Twins knocked out the Yankee starter Severino early after 3 innings, but now they find themselves down 3 runs because Colon struggled and Duffy's let a couple of inherited runners in.
Yeah, Severino kind of knocked himself out by throwing 47 pitches in that 3rd inning.
About half of them to Joe Mauer, it seemed, and then 1 at bat.
But this Yankee ball club can score some runs. They have scored now 806 runs on the season. And they have outscored right now their opponent 181 runs. Only the Cleveland Indians have scored more runs than their opponent. Excuse me, I believe it's Houston. No, Cleveland. Yep.
It was Houston. First half of the year had the biggest run differential.
Right.
Twins are going to score over 800 runs, it looks like, and that's nothing to sneeze at. 1-2 to Gregorius.
Yeah, but they're going to give up over 800.
You can sneeze all you want at that.
Run differential right now for the Twins. They have scored 2 more runs than their opponent throughout the season.
2-2 to Gregorius. It has not been a clean outing for Duffy.
All 6 runs charged to Colon, so his line 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs all earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. There's the differentials right there.
Well, during the 22-game winning streak, about half of that run differential, I think, was accumulated. 2-2 to Gregorius. Deep to right.
See ya.
And the Yankees had 3 more on a 3-run home run by Didi Gregorius. Nine unanswered runs for the Yankees after the Twins took a 3-0 lead.
9th home run that Tyler Duffy has allowed for Didi Gregorius, his 25th home run. And a big 6-run inning put here in the bottom of the 4th inning by the Yankees. Fastball. And Gregorius knew it. Dropped the bat. Said, "Excuse me. Sorry."
A 6-run 4th inning, and now Starlin Castro, the 9th man to bat. New Yankee record for a shortstop. Derek Jeter topped out at 24. Castro with a strikeout and a fly to right. Somewhere during the second inning, I think we mentioned that the key for Colon, and obviously anybody else who succeeded him, was keeping the ball in the ballpark. Well, now the Yankees have a solo home run, a 2-run home run, a 3-run home run, handful of other extra base hits, and they have busted this game open in their half of the fourth inning. And a strike, 1 and 2. On the ground, a couple of hops to Polanco. Over to Vargas. Yankees have hit a lot of home runs against the Twins over the years. This is the first one that came with an apology.
Nine to 3 in favor of the Yankees. Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. I'd circle you if they gave me a telly. And you may find yourself in a Minnesota Lottery winner circle where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Wow. I
Nice
just caught
sign.
the tail end of that. They dredged up an old picture too. Twins got a lot of work to do. Brian Dozier will try to get some of it done here. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Well, games like this create character. What kind of character the Twins have? They keep fighting back. Yes, it's been a very resilient ball club, but of course you're in New York. They've had trouble here in the past. A lot of these guys don't know. I know in pregame Anthony LaPanta was talking about the lack of success here. But a lot of these guys don't know that. They don't know that the Twins have not had good success here. The Rosarios, exactly what Roy Smalley said.
Yeah, well, among position players, Joe Mauer's the only one with the Twins. Gardner's the only one with the Yankees that has any connection to the playoff frustration of the past between the Twins and the Yankees.
Yep.
2 strikes to Dozier. Excuse me, the count's 1-1. Scoreboard said 0-2. Now it's 2-1.
Shree starting his second inning of relief. Had 1 walk last inning, that being Kenny Vargas.
Well, for the Twins to win the wild card, they'll have to pitch much better than they have here today, or last night for that matter. And if they can fight through the next week and a half and get to the wild card game, it is just one game. And I think we've all watched enough baseball to know that anything can happen in one game. Dozier with a foul tip. Sanchez hangs on, one down here in the fifth.
Shreve picks up his second strikeout.
Fox Sports North is hosting a viewing party. It's coming up Tuesday, September 26th, and it will be held at Malone's in Maple Grove. I've been there. Watch Minnesota take on Cleveland. I'll be in Cleveland. You can enjoy specials, a chance to win prizes, and more. Visit foxsportsnorth.com/events for details. Here's Bauer, had the great at bat, 13 pitches, ending up in an RBI single to put the Twins up 1-0. Then Polanco followed with a single in the next pitch, and the Twins had a 3-0 lead. It's a distant memory now with the score 9-3. Up the middle, Gregorius, nice play, and is he out? Bird came off the bag with his foot, but found the bag again, and Mauer is retired for out number 2.
Yeah, nice play by Gregorius right up the middle.
2 down. Let's get the showstopper for Marty Gelder.
Well, we'll look at the NL Central that the Cubs are trying to secure last night, visiting the Rays. Mike Montgomery took a no-hitter into the 6th. Kyle Schwarber hit a monster home run, and Joe Madden went back to St. Petersburg, helped the Cubs to a 2-1 win. That was their 7th straight. Brewers were at Pittsburgh. Domingo Santana hit a home run. That was the only run needed. The Brewers won that game 1-0. Cubs are up 3.5 games in the Central. Twins are down 9-3 here in New York.
Mountain Dew fans of the game, with the Twins striking early, but then the Yankees taking control of the game in the middle innings, scoring 3 in the third and then 6 in the fourth inning. And Nick Turley, who got an out last night, is going to be asked to pitch some here this afternoon after the Yankees batted around in the fourth.
You know, there's been 22 innings so far that the Twins have been out there against the Yankees. There has not been a 1-2-3 inning yet. See if Turley can get the first 1-2-3 inning against the Yankees in this 3-game series.
First pitch from Turley, line right over his back into center field, and Holiday's aboard with a leadoff single.
Well, there goes that positive thought.
Well, we're not going to have a 1-2-3 inning this inning either.
Well, I mean, you get a double play and it only face 3 batters, but I want a 1-2-3 inning.
That's not a 1-2-3 inning.
No, it's
That's
not.
like a 2-1-3 inning or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's Ellsbury. In the Tigers series that will begin tomorrow night, the Twins will send out Adalberto Mejia, Kyle Gibson, Irvin Santana, Jose Barrios. Cologne's next start would schedule to be the first game in Cleveland, but that would be after an off day on Monday. And we'll see whether the Twins, we won't know if they'll consider any other options. We'll only know that they decided on another option if they did consider it at all. Options are pretty thin this time of year. We talked about the Angels and how they just in critical games for them where they need to win, they just have designated 2 games now as bullpen days. 3-0.
Who was it? Tony La Russa, I think, with the Oakland A's many years ago, decided to try that where relievers would pitch 3 innings apiece. Right. That didn't last very long. Oh, nice catch by Castro on ball 4. So Turley comes in, gives up a base hit to Holiday, and walks Ellsbury on 4 pitches.
Injury report brought to you by Sanford Health. Right elbow impingement for Adam Wainwright. Will just pitch out of the bullpen. Cardinals, after being swept by the Cubs, are 6 games back. Brewers are working their way back into the National League wild card situation. Just a game beginning play today. Game behind the Rockies. Line foul, strike. Frazier drew a walk in the 6-run 4th inning. The start of the 4th inning got off to a great start, with Cologne getting a 1-pitch out, but then the trouble began with Ellsbury's triple, and Frazier a little distraught because a little Yankee fan was hit by the line drive.
Boy, you hate to see that. And Frazier will wait, say a little prayer, I'm sure.
Ellsbury as well. See this, and it's always unfortunate when it happens, and all we can do is encourage fans who come to the games to please pay attention, particularly if you have little ones.
Wow, it's so hard, you know. I mean, look where they're sitting down that line, and you don't expect it, but everybody in the ballpark concerned, and they should be. First aid down there, I'm sure, medical staff.
Buxton in prayer. Some idle moments here at Yankee Stadium out of concern for a young girl who was hit by that foul ball. Here at Yankee Stadium, and this is incidental because it was hooked over by the tarp, but here at Yankee Stadium I just noticed they don't have the extended netting here that we have at Target Field. The protective netting ends near the on-deck circle in the front edge of the dugout, not the far edge.
A lot of ball clubs have extended that over toward the end of the dugouts, but here the people around there are applauding, but we pray that the young girl will be okay.
She will get the best medical care imaginable. And although distracted, we will carry on. Turley gets a couple of tosses to try to stay loose.
See Eddie Rosario. Buxton again out in center field.
Frazier stands in. The count is 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Ellsbury, after the walk, has now reached 9 times in this 3-game series. That's deep to center. Buxton on the track makes the catch. And Polanco alertly scampers to second base out of the cutoff position. No one was at second, with Dozier going out to get Buxton's throw, and Ellsbury was thinking about advancing to second.
Well, once that Buxton hit Dozier in the air, then Polanco hustled over to second. So Frazier jumping on the next pitch after the incident. First out for the Twins, and Holiday advancing from second to third.
Last night the Twins didn't throw Greg Bird enough strikes. Today they've thrown him too many good ones. He's got a couple of doubles and a couple of runs scored. Outside corner, 1 strike. That kicks away from Castro, and a run will score. Ellsbury around second. He'll hold up there. A wild pitch, and Holiday comes in. And the Yankees now have 10 runs.
Yeah, breaking ball that got away from Castro for Turley, his second wild pitch. That ball short hopping Castro and then going toward the Twins dugout. And it's a 10-3 lead now. Holiday scores for the first time.
1-1 to Bird. And a strike. 1-2. Foul back. Twins, as we mentioned, go to Detroit after the game. The Yankees have an off day tomorrow, and then they go to the Rogers Center to take on the Blue Jays.
Michael Tonkin getting loose in the Twins bullpen.
And the Yankees finish at home against Tampa Bay and Toronto. Vargas can't find it in time, and Turley's late getting to the bag. Now they throw across, but Ellsbury is back.
Still might have had a play, even though Vargas had to play that short hop and it ended up going to his left. But the pitcher Turley was hanging around home pitcher's mound way too long. Watch a short hop right here. And Turley, by the time he got there, he would have been like a first baseman. Might have been a bang bang play at first base, but a mistake by the pitcher.
Byrne gets credit for a hit. And now Gardner, who has 8 hits, all of them singles in the series. Strike on the outside corner. Twins might try to get through this game with the likes of Turley and Tonkin, unless they can get things turned around here. Try to save some of the bullets from Rogers and Hildenberger and Belisle for the Tiger series. Two strikes to Brett Gardner. Off the plate, 1-2.
Gardner, a couple hits. He led off the game with a base hit for the Yankees on an RBI single in the 4th inning when Yankees scored 6 runs. 8 hits in this series and 12 at bats for Gardner. Ball hit him right in number 11.
Hopefully in the back and not around the neck or the head area.
Well, Gardner turning real quick. You can see hitting him right in the back. And Paul Molitor is going to bring in Michael Tonkin.
So a disappointing outing for Turley, who had a chance to have a fresh start here, starting the 5th inning. With 4 men reach. Only 1 batter retired. And the bases will be loaded with 1 out. Puerto Rico, the entire island is without power right now. We also encourage you to donate money. The Minnesota Twins, in partnership with the Boston Red Sox, have each donated $100,000 to the Southwest Florida community to assist with hurricane relief efforts, and you can support the hurricane relief efforts in both Florida from Irma, Texas from Harvey, by donating online at twinsbaseball.com/hurricane relief. Watched some of the Weather Channel this morning, and it's of no relief to the people in Puerto Rico, but at least this hurricane, Jose, is supposed to veer off northward and eastward.
Maria, yeah.
What did I say?
Jose. Yeah, Jose's already.
I'm sorry, Jose
here, yeah.
was what we dealt with the remnants of last night. Yes,
Right.
Maria.
Yep. Here's Michael Tonkin making his 13th relief appearance, his first appearance in this 3-game series. Started the season with the Twins and then was optioned, designated for assignment, went down to AAA, had a good year, and now back up for September.
Bases full. The Yankees already lead at 10-3. Judge starting the Yankee comeback with a 2-run home run tucked just inside the right field foul pole. Down and away, ball 1.
Tonkin fastball, slider, making his 4th appearance since being recalled.
And a strike. There's a lot of outs to get yet. They're already on their 3rd relief pitcher. They used 7 last night. There's another strike on the outside
Good
corner.
fastball away.
To right field. Kepler with a diving catch. Tagging and scoring is Ellsbury, but it's an out and a fine play by Max Kepler.
We saw Kepler do this in last night's ball game, make a nice diving catch toward the infield. So Judge hitting it right on a button, but Kepler there. Judge will pick up his 3rd RBI of the ball game and his 101st of the season. Came in, had no chance to get to Speedy Ellsbury at home plate, but a nice catch by Max Kepler.
And now Gary Sanchez with 2 outs and 2 on. Yankees with 3 in the 3rd, 6 in the 4th, 2 so far here in the 5th. Down and away, ball 1. Sanchez tied the game with his home run right after Judge hit his 2-run home run. Sanchez hit one to center field to even the score at 3.
He picked up an RBI single in his last at bat, that coming off of Tyler Duffy. Got a breaking ball and lined it into right field. So a couple hits for Sanchez.
Base hit left field. Rosario charges. Runner will be held. Rosario's throw all the way to the plate on the fly. And Eddie kind of spun out as he threw, and he gets up a little gamely.
Yeah, I'm sure the outfield's still very damp, but a breaking ball stayed up. And Sanchez picks up his 3rd hit. And a follow through by Rosario. Kind of holding that left knee. You see the grass stain right there. Saw Kepler do that last night, coming in and charging and making a throw and slipped.
Here's Gregorius. Hit a 3-run home run his last time up. Now he's up with the bases loaded. Foul to the screen. 1 strike. One other game this afternoon in the American League, and Oakland is leading Detroit 3-0 in the 7th. Again, the Angels, the most important game other than the one the Twins are playing in. The Angel game will get started about, well, exactly at 9:07 Central Time. They won't have any rain delay in Anaheim, will they?
Yeah, they seldomly do.
1-1 to Gregorius. Two and one. Tonkin's thrown 10 pitches, 6 strikes. Trying to get the Twins off the field. They've been out there a long time through innings 3, 4, and 5. And a foul back. Turley started the inning. Gave up 2 singles, a walk, and a hit batter. And another foul ball. Just joined us. Bartolo Colon got off to a good start again. A couple of scoreless innings, but then the Yankees answered a 3-run third with one of their own. And Colon was gone in the 4th. For that matter, so was the Yankee starter Severino. Just missed the outside corner. And with the bases loaded, the count is full.
Yeah, I think Michael Tonkin wanted that pitch right there. Take a look. Just a bit low, maybe. Flip that corner.
And there's strike 3. The Yankees add a couple more, leaving the bases full. It's 11-3, and you're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. So is that Eddie Rosario will lead off the 6th inning. It looked like he might have tweaked himself a little bit going down into a slide after his throw, but he will hit leading off the 6th, and then it'll be Buxton and Kepler.
And Shreve out there for his third inning of relief. There's a couple strikeouts, one walk. Yet to give the Twins a hit.
Pop it up. Short center field. Gregorius. One away. We'll bring up Buxton, still looking for his first hit of this series. Twins limited to just 3 runs in the first 2 games of this series, and then they got 3 right away. Or they got the first 3 runs. They didn't get them right away. They got them in the 3rd inning. But the lead didn't last very long. Strike on the outside corner. After today's game, 10 games left, and 7 of them against the Tigers.
Yeah, Twins are 5-7 this year against the Tigers, but it's going to be a completely different Tiger ball club.
Don't know from one day to the next whether Miguel Cabrera is going to play because of back issues. Victor Martinez is done for the year. Justin Upton traded.
Justin Verlander no longer there.
And we need to caution Twins fans into thinking that they will be cakewalks in Detroit or when the Tigers come to Minnesota. We've been on the other side of this, and so we know how competitive the lesser team wants to make those games.
You got a lot of young kids that are making a lot of, appearances for the first time in the big leagues, and they want to leave an impression. So they're going to try to beat us. Why not?
And Buxton strikes out for the 3rd time today.
Chased a looked like a changeup right there, almost a screwball. And Shreve picks up his 3rd strikeout. And turned it over. Buxton swinging one out of the strike zone.
Kepler will bat with the bases empty and 2 down. Last Twins hit was Polanco's 2-run single back in the 3rd inning. Kepler the first man that Shreve faced, and Shreve struck him out swinging. Out of center, but it's hit right at Ellsbury. And a quick 1-2-3-6. It is 11-3 New York.
the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by State Farm, here to help life go right with the home and renter's protection you deserve.
More frustration in the Bronx. The Twins had a 3-0 lead, but then the Yankees came back strong in the middle innings. And now Michael Tonkin will hope to pitch the first Twins 1-2-3 inning of this series. There's a good start. Swing and a miss. I'm feeling it. I think it's going to happen.
Well, I hate to tell you, this is too late.
For what? To have a 1-2-3 inning?
Yeah, here we are, game 3. We're looking at what, inning number 6?
Yeah. If for no other reason than to expedite the game, that'd be a good thing, wouldn't it? Kepler in the corner. Yes. One down right near the pole. In this ballpark, even something as harmless looking as that can be dangerous.
Yeah, just 314 down that line, and Kepler needed all that to catch that ball right against the wall, it seemed like.
One down. And that'll bring up Holiday. And ball 1. Talked about the Angels playing later tonight. And it'll be Josh Tomlin going for the Indians and Ricky Nolasco for the Angels. Half swing. Did he go? Nope. 2-0.
Holiday new to the Yankees this year, having a solid year. A lot of years with the Cardinals, came up with the Rockies back in 2004, also played with the A's. Good fastball there by Tonkin. His 14th major league season. Guess what? He won a batting title. Guess where he was playing at that time when he won the batting title?
Oh, wasn't in Oakland.
No.
Colorado, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Justin Morneau won a batting title there. Michael Kadire did.
Two and two. Holiday. I want to say they've had 7 different batting champions that have played for the Rockies. Not batting championships, but 7 different players.
Yeah. Larry Walker.
Todd Helton is on that list.
Did Dante Bichette win?
was just thinking of that name. He may have won one. We'll look it up here when we get a moment. We get Kevin, the head of our research department.
Good slider right there. Tonkin picks up his 2nd strikeout in relief.
Saw Kevin, by the way, when I was walking around Times Square, and Kevin was hanging around there in Times Square a lot.
Was he? Was he? He wasn't in one of those costumes, was he? That I had to tip.
Kevin is always in costume.
Yeah.
2 down, and now 2 things at work here. Ellsbury seems to be reaching every time he comes to the plate against the Twins in this series.
You know, I walked over to Times Square, and all of a sudden there is Batman and I think Minnie Mouse, and I thought, you know, my granddaughter's 9 years old, Ava. I'll send it to my grandkids, take a picture with them, and you take the picture, and then they have a little identification. They turn it over. Tip.
Yes. You don't think they're out there for the fun of it?
I thought they were. So I had to tip them.
How do you know that was a real Batman, by the way? That could have been just some guy in a Batman outfit.
It could have been.
And the real Mickey Mouse has got to be either Disney World or Disneyland, right?
Yeah, but don't tell my grandkids that.
Okay. 1 and 2 to Ellsbury. Well, between tipping the superheroes that you ran into and the carriage rider out on the outskirts of Central Park, it was an expensive trip for you.
Oh, yeah. It was worth it, though.
Well, figuring your tips
keep
are
those
what?
Kids smiling.
50 cents a piece for the tips. I mean, that's going to.
A lot more than that. I'm not like you.
2-2.
Uh-oh.
No. And there will be a fourth batter here in the sixth inning.
There's that Ellsbury again. Fourth time on base, his third hit. He has a single, double, and a triple.
And that'll bring up Todd Frazier.
And for the Yankees, their 14th hit. Second hit that Tonkin has given up.
Swing and a miss. One strike. And now 2 strikes.
Ben Heller warming up. He may get the 7th inning.
This from Kevin in our research department. Andres Galarraga in 1993 won a championship. He had 370. Oh, I just lost my page that was sent to me by Kevin. Kevin sent me a page with a
Maybe Kevin can come up here and let us know.
All right, here we go. Andres Galarraga, Larry Walker, whole bunch of years in a row. 3 years in a row to be exact. Matt Holliday, Carlos Gonzalez, Michael Kadire, Justin Morneau, and DJ LeMahieu. There are 7 different guys.
So Dante Bichette did not win.
No.
There we got out of the inning. Tonkin picks up his second strikeout.
A 1-2-4 inning.
For we are an educated, informing crew. The Twins had a 3-0 lead thanks to a 2-run single right there by Polanco after an RBI single by Mauer made it 3-0. But the Yankees in the bottom of the third inning tied it just like that. 2-run home run by Judge. Next hitter, Gary Sanchez. He follows with a home run. 3-3 ball game. Okay, we got ourselves a ball game, but until the bottom of the fourth inning. The Yankees open it up. Gregorius telling Castro he's sorry that he hit the 3-run home run. And the Yankees opened up the door with 6 runs, and they've added a couple more in the 5th to have an 11-3 lead.
Eduardo Escobar will lead things off for the Twins.
Ben Haller coming in, 26 years old. 3 different stints this year with the Yankees, making just his 6th appearance this season. He made 10 out of the bullpen last year.
Shreve with 3 hitless innings, and now Heller will perhaps be asked to finish the game. Escobar lifts it foul, 1-1.
Yes, got a report on Heller. Good moving fastball, almost like a sinking fastball, slider and a changeup. Heller originally signed by the Cleveland Indians. Came over to the Yankees in July of 2016.
All right, so what do we think now? This guy comes out of the pen, he's throwing 97. So what do we think? It's actually 95. Is it 2 ticks too hot?
He came over in the Andrew Miller trade. There's a sinker right there, down and away, missed.
$30,099. The paid attendance. Nice pickup by Bird, and Heller is there, 1 away. 2018 season tickets are on sale. In addition to getting your seats for next year, you'll be guaranteed postseason tickets for this year if the Twins are in the field of 5 in the American League. And you'll also receive 4 tickets good for any remaining regular season home game this year. Don't miss an inning of postseason play and experience exclusive sweet spot benefits like 10% off food and beverage at Target Field. For more info or to place a deposit, visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets. The hope is when the Twins get home after this road trip, they'll still be in control of their destiny, if you will. Have a lead over the Angels. And then I would hope that the ballpark will be full for all 3 of the games against the Tigers. Clinching at home
would be fun
on the field. Yeah, but it seems like it's become rare. You know, with one team chasing you, as is the case right now, others may join in. You've got a team that, you know, plays its home games 2 hours later than the Twins, and you know the Twins would love to be able to clinch after a win, but it might be after an Angel loss. So the chances of clinching at home are split in half there anyway. Vargas takes a strike. It's 2-2. And then the half the games are on the road, so that percentage is cut in half. Twins need to play better baseball for any of that to happen. Under the glove of Gregorius, and Vargas is safe. He's just gotten his 2nd infield hit here today. Castro picked it up after Gregorius missed it.
Gregorius going to his left, and that ball scooted underneath his glove, and Castro was running toward the outfield, left field. Watch this play right here. Ball hit right between them. Gregorius had thought that ball was going to come up. It stayed down. And Castro off balance throw, but Vargas beats it out.
2 infield hits for the big man. It's the first Twins hit since Polanco's 2-run single in the 3rd. And a strike.
Castro singled in his first at bat.
Out in front, 0-2.
Later scored on Polanco's 2-run single.
Turned him away, 1-2. Bouncer to first. Bird goes to second. Relay to first. There will be none. And Castro reaches on a fielder's choice. 2 down. And Dozier with a man aboard. Well, the games in this series have deteriorated as we've gone through the series. 2 nights ago was actually a really good ball game. Twins lost 2-1. Had a big threat in the 8th inning that only required 1 hit, but they did not win that game. And then yesterday's game, Jose Barrios didn't give the Twins much of a chance to win the ball game. And here today, Bartolo Colon even less of a chance. Outside ball 1. Again, as the Twins move forward in the final 10 games after today, they will need to get better pitching, principally
from the starters.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
And Mejia will get a start in Detroit. Everybody but Colon will get a start in Detroit. When we were on the air late last night, we mentioned that the Tigers had listed 4 TBAs. We assumed it was not the same guy who might be starting all 4 games, but 4 different ones. And then the Tigers gave us some updated information. Jordan Zimmerman, who's had some health issues and some other issues, he'll go tomorrow. Tigers still list Friday as a to be announced. And Matthew Boyd on Saturday and Buck Farmer on Sunday.
Yeah, Boyd's coming off that start where he took a no-hitter into
2
the
outs in the 9th.
inning.
Yes. 3-0.
And Buck Farmer, one of my favorite baseball names.
We can get through the end of the regular season.
Shigetoshi Hasegawa.
If we can get through to the end of the regular season without either one of us getting in trouble, it'll be an accomplishment.
Well, go for it. I've already been there.
3-1. And see a right-handed batter foul the ball that way very often, but Dozier just did. 3-2. Castro at first. They're 2 away here in the top of the 7th.
Heller throwing a lot of sinkers. 3 batters, 3 ground balls so far. There's a pop-up.
A big one. And Bird with the catch, and the Twins are done in the 7th. games to none. And then we'll have to wait and see how the two teams fare in the final week and a half of the season to see whether they'll meet here in the wild card game a week from Tuesday. Greg Bird will lead things off, and he will lead things off against Glenn Perkins.
For Glenn Perkins, you know, these are just kind of like outings that hopefully, if he wants to play again, find himself. It's been a struggle for Perkins, making his seventh relief appearance. He's given up 6 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings with 4 walks and only a couple strikeouts. So the number's not good at all. Michael Tonkin did a good job hitting in 2/3. Allowed a couple hits with 3 strikeouts.
Now Perkins coming in. Mitch Garver's going to do the catching. Adrian's is at second. We have a whole bunch of changes for the Twins, as the Twins gave it a shot here to try to jump back into the game through the 6th inning. But now time to give some regulars a break. Adrianza in for Dozier at second. And Zach Granite gets a chance to play at Yankee Stadium. The Staten Island native made a pinch hitting appearance, dropped down a bunt, and got to say he played at Yankee Stadium, and he'll actually get an at bat here, one would think, with Perkins on the mound, pitching to the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th. Bird with 3 hits. Came into the game with a 144 team batting, or a 144 batting average. And a first pitch strike. And outside, 1-1.
And that's what we have seen a lot for Perkins. Just that ball, just not even close. A foot or 2 outside.
Clint Frazier on deck. Vargas to Perkins. Good play for the first out of the 7th inning. Just a handful of innings and appearances, but as you saw, the numbers are very un-Perkins-like. In his all-star years as closers, as a closer, well, let's go back to his best year, 2013. 62 2/3 innings, only 43 hits, and only 15 walks. He had an opponent batting average of 196. Driven to right. Kepler will chase this and not make the play. Runs hard into the wall. Granite has to make the retrieve. And it's a 1-out triple. Frazier steps into the lineup, swings at the first pitch, and gets a triple.
Yeah, Clint Frazier. Twins saw a little bit of Frazier when the Indians' #1 pick back in 2013.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. Kepler just came within inches of making the catch. Aaron Judge left in the game. He has a 2-run home run and a sacrifice fly. 101 runs batted in now. Pitch is up, ball 1. Check swing, 2-0. Big swing and a miss. saving all their 1, 2, 3 innings for the possible wild card game.
I hope so.
It doesn't look like we're going to see one here in this series. Up and in, it's 3-1.
Well, we still have the 8th inning.
Romine in the on deck circle. He'll hit for Sanchez and do the catching. Judge takes a walk. First and third, one down. The most popular way to follow the Twins postseason push is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. You can enjoy game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
Justin Romine will get an at bat here. Excuse me, Austin Romine.
Twins will see Andrew over the weekend in Detroit. In fact, the Tigers were toying with the idea of having his brother Austin play all 9 positions in a game. And then Brad Ausmus backtracked from that a little bit and said it would not happen in Detroit when the games are still important to the Twins. Perkins with a catch, and now they're going to get Frazier in a rundown, and he tags him out. It's a good play by Perkins, and they got the lead runner, 2 down. First and second, 2 away.
Romine hitting it right back to him.
Anyway, just to complete the thought, Gary Cederstrom and Perkins sharing a moment there. Romine will not have a chance to do that unless the games are meaningless in Minnesota. And now Ronald Torreyes will hit in the cleanup spot.
Perkins, I think, showing Jimenez and the home plate umpire where that ball hit him on the wrist area. But able to knock it down.
Pop foul, out of play. We were in Detroit. I think I was working with you then when Shane Halter played all 9 innings, or all 9 positions in a 9-inning game at Comerica Park.
Bert Campaneris did it. I know when I believe he was with Oakland at that time for the Twins. Cesar Tovar did it.
And he started by pitching, didn't he?
Yep.
And he struck out Reggie Jackson.
Who didn't?
One and one. I don't quite understand what the motivation would be for the Tigers to do that away from their own ballpark. Here's a ball hit high and deep to right center, but Kepler has it measured. It's a novelty thing to do, but you'd want to do it for your fans, not the fans in Minnesota, I would think. Molina with his 18th home run, and the Cardinals trying to stay alive in the playoff hunt, beating the Reds. Number 56, 30th since the All-Star break for Giancarlo Stanton. 5 away from Mr. Maris, and even Stanton himself says that's the home run record he acknowledges. And Marcus Semien with his 7th home run of the year, and Oakland trying to hang on and beat the Tigers. Yankees in control here, and Domingo Germán will pitch for them in the 8th.
Yeah, Germán, a September call-up, making his 6th relief appearance in the big leagues. He's worked 10 2/3 innings so far. He's walked 7 with 11 strikeouts.
Mauer the designated hitter, but he is getting in at bat here. Even though the game is pretty much out of hand, 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single. It was a classic at bat. It was maybe the best at bat of the year for Joe Mauer in a key spot. The game was scoreless at the time, and the bases were loaded with 1 out. 13 pitches later, Mauer took a Severino fastball and lined it into right field for an RBI hit. 1-1. Because he is the designated hitter, he's still in the game. There you can see the defensive changes for the Yankees. Romine catching, Frazier in left. The substitutions will go elsewhere as the Twins try to play out the rest of this ball game. Mauer strikes out, and that'll bring up Nico Goodrum, who will take over for Jorge Polanco.
Well, Germán going after Joe. Slider down. Don't see that too often. Joe swinging at that pitch. Germán picking up a strikeout.
Goodrum pinch hitting for Polanco, and for Goodrum, 1 hit in 11 at bats in the big leagues. One strike. Eddie Rosario on deck. And now 1-1. Over the Twins dugout, out of play. 1-2.
Goodrum, a switch hitter, Twins' number 2 pick in the 2010 draft.
And now he's gone on strikes. 2 down, and that'll bring up Rosario.
Good fastball, little movement at 97. And back-to-back strikeouts for Germán.
Rosario 0 for 3, a line out to second in the 2nd inning, a fly to left in the 3rd that advanced Mauer from 2nd to 3rd, but the Twins, as it turned out, were done scoring that inning and so far for the day, and then he popped up to short in the 6th. Pitches up, ball 1. Zach Granite on deck. One and 1. There's the Staten Island native. Said he would come to Yankee Stadium about 6-7 games a year when he was a kid.
He probably sat in the stands and visualized him playing in the outfield. And now he's here.
But that stuff doesn't ever really happen, does it?
Yeah, for some people it does.
2-1. Swinging a foul. Told me the story. He was here.
I got Romine.
And Tony Pena, former catcher, can smile about it because they know exactly what happened. And Gary Steersham's had it happen to him too.
Yeah, he's going cleaning the plate very slowly. And Peña still smiling.
2-2 to Rosario, and now 3-2. Granite told me a story. He was here watching a game. He had really good seats down the right field line, and Paul O'Neill, who's broadcasting next door to us, hit a wicked line drive, and Granite nearly got hit by a foul ball off the bat of Paul O'Neill. Grounded to second. And the Twins go down 1-2-3 in the 8th, and Granite will have to wait until the 9th for his first Yankee Stadium at bat. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Where we have one more chance for a 1-2-3 inning.
Hopefully John Curtis can do it here. He's making his second appearance in this 3-game series. He worked in last night's ball game, 2/3 of an inning, picked up a strikeout. The 2 batters he faced in the 7th inning.
On the ground.
Tyler Wade pinched hit for Castro.
Adrianza in at short. And he fired over to Vargas, one away. Push to the playoffs is on FS1. The postseason approaching. And the Twins will open up their series against the Tigers tomorrow, and it will be at 6 p.m. Central on FS1. It will not be on Fox Sports North, but instead on FS1 tomorrow night. One down here in the 8th. And Matt Holliday getting another at bat. And Curtis challenges him with a fastball, gets a swinging strike, a foul ball, 0-1. And now 0-2. Curtis getting cameos here and there, but I think having seen what he has on the mound, considered a candidate to pitch out of the bullpen as early as next year. Bullpen's going to be an interesting situation next year with all the arms that we've seen this year with their major league debuts. Curtis, Hildenberger, Buznitz. Remember, Trevor May is going to come back next year,
Right.
I would think, as a reliever, although there's been some thought that he still has a future as a starting pitcher. And Halladay strikes out 2 down. And Jacoby Ellsbury, and the Twins have not gotten out today, will try to ruin yet another possible 1-2-3 inning.
Fastball away. You see at 97, so Curtis does have the stuff to be a good reliever. Started at Double-A, moved to Triple-A. Moving up the system very quickly. And Ellsbury just a home run away from hitting for the cycle.
Been on base 10 times in this series.
Good breaking ball there.
Gardner had 8 hits before he was taken out of the ball game. 0-1.
Take a look at that breaking ball.
1-1. Two and one.
Fastball there, challenges Ellsbury.
Haven't seen him miss too many fastballs in this series. 2-2.
Curtis getting some rosin.
The ball is lying in right field. Kepler retrieves that. 2-2 to Jacoby Ellsbury.
Granite saying fastball. Garver, excuse me.
High fly, right center field. Garver, Kepler, and it's Kepler with the catch. And it was probably going to be the last inning played here. The Twins finally have a 1-2-3 inning. Quite a moment for Zach Granite as he hears his name announced, getting a plate appearance here in the 9th inning, leading off at Yankee Stadium. He made a pinch hitting appearance here 2 nights ago in the 8th inning and laid down a sacrifice bunt, but here he's given permission to swing away. 1 strike. And up high, 1-1. Said when his mother saw him on the field at Yankee Stadium here 2 nights ago, she was moved to tears. The family, generationally Yankee fans. So I asked his mother today, I said, all right, 8th, 9th inning, 1-run ball game, 2 men on, Zach's up, who are you going to be pulling for? She said, well, Zach, but tomorrow she'll be rooting for the Yankees again. And now it's 3-1.
Did you actually think she was going to root for the Yankees?
I wanted to give her.
Hello.
And there's a strike. Now it's 3-2.
Herman out there for his 2nd inning of relief. A couple strikeouts in his 1st inning in the 8th.
Hoping for a hit. And it's a walk. He'll take first base. Paul Molitor complimented Granite the other night. He was put into the game expressly to bunt, but he was told to bunt against Dylan Betances, who throws 100 miles per hour. And Paul said, it's not easy to bunt against that velocity. We think in terms of a full swing, it's hard to make solid contact. But Granite laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Twins ended up loading the bases but didn't score. Here's Kepler, and there is strike 1.
Max looking for his first hit. 0 for 3, couple fly ball outs with a strikeout.
Yankees not holding Granite. And foul back. It's 0-2. On the outside corner, strike 3, and 2nd strikeout of the day for Max Kepler.
And Herman picking up his 3rd strikeout. Good breaking ball, stayed outside and clipped the corner. Or somewhere near the corner.
Escobar swings through mid-90s heat. Oakland beat Detroit 3-2. A bunch more changes for the Yankees. 1-1. Escobar 0 for 3. They haven't done much hitting here, although they strung together 5 successful plate appearances in the 3rd to score 3 runs. They have just 6 hits on the day. 2 of those infield hits by Kenny Vargas, of all people. 1-2.
Twins out hit 15-6. A lot of extra base hits for the Yankees here this afternoon.
Tap left side. And Escobar beats the relay. Twins are down to their last out.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Vargas has reached all 3 times. 2 infield hits and a walk. On the outside corner, a strike. It was Vargas's infield hit in the third inning that started the 3-run third inning for the Twins. They had a 3-0 lead, and since then it's been all New York. Right off the end of the bat.
A good change up there.
And it's 0-2.
Series is not the way that Paul Molitor thought it might be.
And over the screen, foul. And the Yankees make it a 3-game sweep.
Well, you know, Twins had the opportunity early on, but then you turn it over to the bullpen. The bullpen did not allow a run to the Twins in this 3-game series.
And the Twins did not get very good starting pitching at all, with the exception of Irvin Santana, who did a good job a couple nights ago. But Anthony, the Twins will hope to come back here and play in less than 2 weeks in a game that has a lot more significance than this 3-game series.